If you're looking for a succulent bonsai hybrid, this is the one for you. Let's talk about Lampranthus. What's up, fellow plant enthusiasts? My name is Dylan and this is Baines Botanicals. Today we're talking about Lampranthus. This is kind of an unusual entry into the succulent category. I don't really consider Lampranthus to be rare or uncommon, but at the same time I don't see them a lot of places that I go either. So this one actually came in a mixed pot with some other succulents, and I really liked how this one was shaped, so I bought the whole basket of succulents just for this plant. And just looking at it, how bizarre is this thing? This is actually Lampranthus deltoides. I don't know of any other species of Lampranthus that there are in the market, so if there are other ones, please let me know so that I can have that knowledge. But yeah, if we look at these leaves, they are kind of almost triangular. Like if you can kind of get a look, they just kind of have a very geometric shape to them. And the way some of them open up, they kind of open up like a claw or a mouth when they're first growing in. So they're just very, very unique. And they get the secondary growth on them. And what secondary growth is, it's kind of like bark on a tree. Like that is what secondary growth is. It's an outer layer of protection that a lot of plants get. But plants like grass don't get secondary growth, they just have the primary growth. So yeah, it's kind of cool that these have that considering how small it is. But yeah, here is the taxonomy information for Lampranthus. Lampranthus is in the Azoaceae family. So Azoaceae is kind of a bizarre family of succulents. It also has like lithops in it, the living stones. So yeah, just a weird group. But there is a plant similar to this. Let me make sure that I have got this correct. Yes. So there's a plant similar to this called Portulacaria. It actually has similar growth to this, but the leaves are round, like little discs. So it is in a completely different family though, so they aren't related other than the fact that they're succulents. But yeah, just try not to get them confused. As far as the growth goes between the two, I would say this one's easier to take care of, because the problem with Portulacaria is that those little discs are not quite as hardy. So I've noticed when I grow it, it will lose those leaves very easily. This has held up pretty well. As far as care goes, I don't know. No, I'm just gonna leave it here. It looks good there. As far as care goes, Lampranthus is going to need bright indirect light. It is a succulent. It does come from a place that has bright light, so you want to make sure it continues to have that bright light. Watering, it actually needs more water than you think. It's one of those succulents that we get this stigma in our head about, oh, it's a succulent, I don't have to water it. Well, yes you do, because like succulents are not as hardy as cacti are. So it's one that I water this one weekly, just with all my other tropicals. Like that's how often I water it, because first of all, it's in a terracotta pot, so it's going to dry out a little easier. And the fact that there's not that much soil in it to begin with, it doesn't have a lot of room to retain water. So I try to keep it watered. And even this one has a couple of brown leaves on it, and they just turn really crunchy. You can't even see it, it's so small. But yeah. The fact that the leaves are kind of small means that it's going to need more water. There's going to be more room for desiccation from dry air or just lack of water. So that's something to keep in mind. Soil, regular succulent cacti soil, something that has a little extra perlite or sand in it, so that it has that drainage and it's not sitting in moist soil, because it will get root rot. Humidity doesn't really need extra humidity. It's not going to say no to it, but it doesn't really need it. And fertilizing, just be kind of cautious with the fertilizer. These don't grow super fast, and because they're succulent, you don't want to over fertilize because that could really damage your plant. So you definitely want to give it some food, but just not too much. Maybe dilute it more than you would your regular house plant fertilizer. So I think that's really about all there is to say about Lampranthus. Like I said, these guys are really cool. It's probably one of my favorites because it's not the easiest to care for. Maybe that's why it's not my favorite, but it does have a very unique look to it. This particular one especially does look like a tree. It does make me think of a bonsai tree, and I like it a lot. So if you do find one, I have seen some that are very small. You can definitely start at that size. I know some people like starting plants as babies and seeing how much they grow, but sometimes I like having plants that are a little more established, like this one, that is a little more shapely. And if I wanted to, I could prune this. Right now I'm kind of loving it, but I could prune this down if I needed to. So, but it does have a very, very nice look to it. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. We are over halfway done. So, well, we're over halfway done with this project. There's still going to be more videos, but yeah, thank you guys so much for following and liking and everything. I love it. I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for being an interactive audience. And until the next video, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.